Hello again, everyone. Nice to see you all again. Um, I'm making another kind of intro part deux video. The reason I'm making another video is one of my good friends actually watched my first intro and said, it was good, but we didn't really hear enough about how you even got into professional development. And so I thought instead of having to take it down and whatever the case is, it's already up there. People have already seen it. I might as well just kind of record something new. So here goes a little bit about me and how I got into professional development. I actually first got into professional development in college eons ago. I was actually part of a business honors student association, and they had an actual professional development chair who was responsible for putting on professional events and getting different speakers in and hosting career fairs and helping students with resumes and interview etiquette. And I made sure that as a part of the organization, I was at all of those events. I wanted to hear what was going on, and just because I was interested now being a college student and preparing for my career, I wanted to be prepared. So made sure that I was a part of all of those events and attended. I even stayed afterwards and talked to some of the speakers. And then I would also speak to the professional development chair in the organization saying, how are you guys doing this and where are you getting people from? And through that interest and participating in the organization, I was able actually to take over that role as professional development chair for a short stint. And I was then responsible for hosting those events and putting those things forward. And at that point, it was just something that I really fell in love with. And even after I got out of that position, I still was going to events that the overall business school was putting on, whether it was bringing in speakers or having a career fair, or if they were having resume workshops, because they sometimes had resume workshops, interview workshops, what to wear, what not to wear type fashion shows. And I was at all of those events, and I was just, I guess, really, really hungry to understand how all these things worked and what it was that employers were looking for. And also, just on top of that, I was then I held multiple jobs in my undergraduate career. I think I held about 5 or 6 jobs, and that doesn't even count internships. I usually held 2 jobs at a time, and so I interviewed frequently during my undergraduate career. And that also helped to give me some practice of putting together a solid resume and being prepared for an interview and being able to meet people to possibly get a job. And then also, and also then I got an internship with one of the world's largest banks. You can kind of just name a few in your head. So Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, those kind of banks, one of those. And I had an opportunity to intern there, and I found a mentor who that was her specialty, professional development and growing yourself and growing your network. And I kind of latched on to her, and we spent a lot of time sharing those kind of sharing those kinds of ideas and understanding one another. And she shared a lot of information with me, and to this day she's still my mentor, several years later. And so once I got that practice for myself in my own career, getting a mentor and then being part of things at school, it's something that I just kind of kept doing. And I started helping out friends and family members as they were preparing, because they saw that I was getting jobs, they saw that I was getting interviews, and they wanted to know, well, what is it that you're doing? And that's how I started helping people. And now 2 degrees and 2 careers later, I'm still helping everyone prepare themselves to get the job that they want to get. And I've actually helped people prepare for interviews at large companies, and they include Intel, Barney's New York, Lockheed Martin, Bank of America. Those are the kinds of interviews that I've helped people prep for. And actually, after I make my videos, I actually have to prep someone for an interview with Microsoft. So these are the kinds of interviews that I've been helping people to prepare for and get jobs with. And then in my own professional career, when I actually got out of school and I was working in an organization, I've actually helped to screen resumes and screen candidates, whether it was for the interview process, the first interview or second interview. And so having that opportunity to understand and speak with hiring managers and recruiters and understand what it is that they're looking for on that piece of paper that's your resume, and what they're looking for you to say, and your mannerisms and things they're looking for in the interview. I had a chance to speak with those kinds of decision makers, and that also has helped me build my expertise in what I share with people in terms of building their resume and getting better and putting their best foot forward. And so that's pretty much how I got into it. So, and practice makes perfect. So now that I've been doing this ever since college, and it's years later, I won't date myself, but it's several years later, I've had a chance to really build up a skill set that, family and friends have been able to benefit. And I really feel that when you have a talent that you can that can help someone else do better and improve their quality of life and improve their standard of living, why not? So that's pretty much how I got into it. And and I plan to do this as long as I can be here. So that's about me. And I hope that gives you a little bit more background. And if you do have questions, feel free to comment below and leave me some questions, and I'll be sure to answer them. Or if you want to continue the conversation, you can find me on Twitter at FocusJ, so it's FOCUSED and the letter J. You can find me on Twitter and we can keep talking. All right, thank you so much. Talk to you guys soon.